Today we will cast a simple yet powerful spell for removing blocks in your life. There are many types of spells that can do this, but we're going to focus on this simple one today. Let's start this spell by making our unblocking powder. I'm using 3 Mars herbs that I happen to have on hand: red pepper, black pepper, and fresh ground coffee. Mars herbs in general are excellent for removing blocks. If you have different Mars herbs on hand, substitute those instead. Removing blocks is best done on either the full moon or somewhere in that first week of the waning moon. We start by mixing equal parts of each herb to create our powder. Next, we create the talisman. I'm using a 5-pointed star or pentagram. I'm using a protractor for precision, but you don't have to do that. If you do use a protractor, just measure and mark every 72 degrees around the circle and then connect the dots to form the pentagram. But if your pentagram isn't perfect, it's absolutely fine. It will be just as effective. In the center of the star, write your name. Then under your name, write the block you are removing. Since we're banishing, not containing something, I'm not drawing a circle around the pentagram. You can anoint the talisman with some sort of oil or perfume. I'm using honeysuckle perfume because in my tradition it's sacred to Mars, or you could use a Mars oil that you get from an occult supplier. If you don't want to use perfumes, just a small little bit of plain olive oil on the corners of the talisman is sufficient for anointing. Next, sprinkle the unblocking powder along each line of the pentagram. Then place a candle at each point. You could use LED candles if you don't want to use regular candles. Light the candles counterclockwise around the star. It's fine to use either matches or a lighter. Once you've lit all the candles, sit for a moment and relax. Focus on the block that you feel. Visualize it being removed. Imagine the difference in your life without that block. Feel the freedom and lighter energy that you experience when that block is gone. Let those candles burn down and out all by themselves. Once they've burned out, take that powder outside and scatter it to the 4 directions. Then burn up or rip up the talisman and throw it away. Magic is about communicating to your deep mind. Your ritual gestures should always be meaningful and convince your deep mind that your spell is cast and your desire is coming to pass. Remember, the tools and ingredients for your spells are not what make the spell powerful. What matters is developing your inner powers and communicating your desires effectively to your deep mind. You don't need special ingredients. Use what you have, substituting where necessary. The key is to make a bold and complete statement to your deep mind. Once the deep mind accepts an idea, it will become a reality. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, blessed be.